What's up YouTube, PokePrimer here, Prime number 8 to deliver you our Week 3 matchup here in the PU Power Draft League. This week we are taking on Puffer 101 and the Long Island Psyducks. And his team is pretty chunky, honestly. It's more so chunky than scary, I guess. His team consists of Meltank, Lycanroc, Midday, Clay Doll, Raichu, Alolan Form, Oricorio, Alolan Executor, Fearow, Stunfisk, Cast Form, Malamar, Turtonator, and Octillery. So, looking at his squad, we see quite an eclectic bunch, but the big scary thing about his team has to do with Meltank, which pretty much walls a majority of my team, and I can't really break Meltank all that well. I'm going to have to stall it out of its heal bells so that I can actually Toxic it and wear it down appropriately. The Lycanroc Midday, obviously, is not really a big threat. It's priority. Claydol's kind of... Alolan Raichu is going to be kind of a problem because of its speed and its ability to hit hard. Alolan Eggy is not too worrisome. Oricorio, it's just a matter of which form he brings, which could be a pain in the ass. Fearow is going to be annoying, but I'm not too worried about Fearow. Stunfisk is a problem. Stunfisk is a big problem, because it's a lot fatter than you might think it is. And if you go into a match against the Stunfisk not expecting it to be chunky, then you're going to have a bad time. Cast Form, I'm not sure what Cast Form could possibly do, but we'll see. Malamar is obviously a massive threat. I have specific countermeasures in place for that, but that's still going to be annoying to deal with. Turtonator, again, I have countermeasures for that, but it's still going to be a massive threat regardless. And then Octillery, you never know what Octillery can do. Octillery is going to be a very interesting mon to see if he brings it all. But overall, I think his team's pretty solid, but I think we built a solid squad to combat him, and that squad starts with discount the Silvally Ground. We're bringing Multi-Attack, Ice Beam, Parting Shot, and Defog. We have max HP, enough speed to outspeed the Oricorio, and then just put the 20 into Special Attack because I want the Ice Beam to be doing a tad more damage. We have the Ice Beam because I wanted to do as much damage to the Alolan Eggy as possible. Max HP Alolan Eggy takes like 80% min from this Ice Beam, so like if it's taken any damage at all, we have a good chance of just knocking it out straight away with this, which is nice. We have Multi-Attack and Ice Beam too that also both hit the Stunfisk super effective. It's just a matter of whittling the Stunfisk down so that we can actually knock it out with one of those moves because it's so fat that neither of those moves do a significant amount of damage. We have the Parting Shot so that we can keep up momentum, and we can keep his team weakened down so that they can't do too much damage back to us. And then we have the Defog just to get off any hazards. He has Lycanroc, Clay Doll, could both definitely set rocks. Stunfisk as well is a good rock setter, so it'd be really nice to keep rocks off our side of the field while trying to get the hazards that we are bringing on his side of the field, which is very important. Speaking of hazards, we are bringing Kakashi, our Frogadier. Once again, we are bringing the Icium Z this week. 224 speed, enough to outpace that Oricorio once again. Max special attack, and then 32 into the attack stat. Now, a couple things to note. We have the Protean, obviously. U-turn with 32 IVs and attack. Allows us to do a ridiculously stupid amount of damage to the Malamar if we can hit that with a U-turn. Plus, we'll be hitting stab U-turns on anything that wants to come in on us, which is nice. Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic Spikes, and U-turn. Toxic Spikes is very important because he has plenty of things I'm sure that can get defog. I'm not going to look up whether Fearow gets it or whether Oricorio gets it, but I know he has the Rapid Spin on the Clay Doll. I don't know if Turtonator gets Rapid Spin. If it does, cool, I guess. If not, oh well, whatever, no big deal. But regardless, he has a lot of mons that are grounded that do not appreciate being poisons, so I'm going to try to keep Toxic Spikes up majority of the match. That'll force heal bells on his Miltank a lot more often. That'll force him to try to defog a lot more, so I can see which mons his defog are going to be, and take it out appropriately, and stuff like that. So that's important. We have the Scald, Ice Beam, and Ice Beam just as our main ways of hitting his team. I have Ice Beam because I want that to just knock out the Executor. It will knock out the Executor. I don't need to Icium on that. I did bring the Icium because it is a slight bit stronger because we are Protean than the Scald would be onto the Stunfisk, so we should be able to just knock out the Stunfisk with the Icium Z, as well as it being able to do a massive amount of damage to Turtonator, which is also important. We want to be able to hit the Turtonator as hard as possible with this, so that is the plan. Icium Z will more than likely knock it out, which is really, really cool. So that is our Kakashi set. Next up, we have Blue Balls, the Electrode, Life Orb, Aftermath, Modest Nature, 176 into our HP stat, and then 80 in speed. That 80 in speed will allow us to outpace the Lycanroc midday, which is nice. So the only thing you can really hit us with safely is the Accelerock. We have Toxic, Volt Switch, HP Ice, and Signal Beam. Toxic is there to catch the Claydol or catch the Executor on switch-in, because I'm pretty sure Executor doesn't get Lightning Rod. Why am I thinking Executor gets Lightning Rod? No, it's just Alolan Marowak that gets Lightning Rod. I'm thinking like Alolan form and Lightning Rod in the same thought, and it's just putting the two together, but we want to catch the switch-ins that he has for us, the Stunfisk especially, with a Toxic on the switch-in. If I haven't gotten my Toxic Spikes up yet, that could be very important for the matchup. And then depending on what Mon he has out in front of us, we can Volt Switch out and get some damage on it and try to, weaken it down, or we can HP Ice for the HP Ice is for the Alolan Eggy, and then we have the Signal Beam to also hit the Claydol. It'll actually hit it a little bit harder. We also have the Signal Beam, which will hit and tear through the Malamar, which is also very, very important. So that's the plan with that. Really like the Electrode set this week. I think this will do a lot of work. Next up, we're actually bringing it this week. We're bringing Prostitute the Ditto for a couple different reasons. Choice Scarf Ditto. The EV spread doesn't matter. And I don't really feel the need to bring a specific hidden power this week. I don't really think it's warranted. Let me go HP Ground. I don't know. I don't really think I need a specific hidden power this week. But this Ditto here, this Ditto friend of mine, will be very crucial against some of his potential setup mons. For example, if he brings Shell Smash Turtonator, we can come in after maybe getting a sack off or something like that, and then we'll have a Shell Smashed Choice Scarf Turtonator that can potentially tear through his team. Malamar, if it gets going with its superpowers, could be another thing to look into, so we can take that thing out as well. There's just a lot of different options of things that could potentially set up against us that I would like Ditto to be able to copy and fuck up. So that's the plan there. Next up, we have Assault Vested, Filter, Mr. Steel Yo Girl, and Mr. Mime. Max versatile attack, enough speed to outpace the... That is Malamar? Maybe? don't know. Off the top of my head, I do not know. It's either Malamar or Cast Form or something along those lines. But we have Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Signal Beam, and Energy Ball. Psychic and Dazzling Gleam for our dual stab. Just hit pretty much everything on his team for some neutral coverage. We have the Signal Beam for that Malamar, because that is very important to KO. Then we have the Energy Ball to hit things like the Octillery and the Lycanroc and the Claydol a bit harder. That's just the plan there. Pretty straightforward, Mr. Mime. Nothing too crazy here. Just 4 attacks, AV, out here to kill shit. Yep. Then our last one's going to be Tongue Game the Licky Licky, holding the Chople Berry with Oblivious as its ability. Pretty mixed defensive set, 248 HP, 76 in defense with an Impish Nature, and the 184 in Def. This way, he can take those fighting moves equally on either side. He can take definitely a +1 superpower from the Malamar and then click counter and knock it out. It can take a Focus Blast from Raichu and Body Slam it right back. All potential options for fighting type moves on his team can basically be handled by this, and then hit with a counter. Counter can also be useful against just regular attacks as well. The Fearow, hitting it as hard as it can, whatever. Lycanroc potentially hitting this thing hard can get countered and killed. And then we just have the Wish and Heal Bell to keep not only our team healthy, but to keep Licky Licky healthy. I think that'll be very, very important throughout the game. And yeah, that is it for the team builder. It's pretty straightforward. But let's get into the battle. Yeet! Alright guys, we are here for a matchup against Puffer in the PU Power Giraffe League. His team consists of Alolan Raichu, the Meltank, the Oricorio Sensu, which is what he decided to bring against us, which is very interesting. The Cast Form, the Lycanroc Day, and the Malamar. So we are going to get into this matchup. We're going to switch sides, obviously. He's going to lead with Oricorio, as we are going to lead off with our blue balls, the Electrode, which works out great for us because we can just freely Volt Switch turn 1. So we're going to get this decent damage off on this Malamar right away, not taking any chances. We're going to go out to Frogadier. We're going to just go click the U-turn button, get the nice Protean U-turn off, and just kill the Malamar right away. Not dealing with any of his contrary, superpowering bullshit, not dealing with it. So we got to Tongue Game as he goes out into his Cast Form, as he's going to go for a Rain Dance, and switch to that nice Water typing, as I'm going to Body Slam him. I'm not too worried about Cast Form. He's going to Weather Ball me, and that's going to do a little bit of a chunk, but not like a big chunk, so it's not a huge deal. So he's going to Body Slam. I'm going to Body Slam again here. He's going to Weather Ball again, and I'm just going to kill the Cast Form. Or I'm going to go for the Wish. I go for the Wish here. And I'm going to pass it off into my Frogadier. I feel he's going to go for another Weather Ball. Wish is going to bring me right back to full HP. Do not give a shit. I'm just going to U-turn out again. Nice Protean U-turn. I'm just going to bounce back out of here. No big deals. That's 2 kills already for my Frogadier in this game. He's out here. We go now into our Silvally Ground as he goes into his Meltank. I'm going to Parting Shot on this Meltank. I ain't dealing with none of this bullshit. Into my Licky Licky. As he's going to go for a Power-Up Punch. It pops my Chople Berry, which is kind of funny. It only does 3% of damage. I'm going to go for a Power Punch again. It's still not doing a lot, but I'm actually just going to go for a Wish here. Kind of pass this Wish off into my Mr. Mime. He's trying to, but he's going to go for the Body Slam as Mr. Mime comes in here. It gets right back up to full because Mr. Mime is a god, and Licky Licky's a Wish passing god. So I go for a Psychic, and I do about half
almost half, and he gets the para. That para is kind of huge because I could have potentially, I don't know what the roll was, I don't know what his set was, to be honest, but I could have potentially 2-hit KO'd him there. I don't know if there was a rolls involved in that, but I could have potentially 2-hit KO'd him with the Psychic there if he did not get the para on that Body Slam, which is unfortunate as fuck for me. He's going to Milk Drink here, as I'm just going to go ahead for another Psychic, revealing that it probably wasn't a roll. But still, that I would have been able to do significant damage to him and pressured him into using his Milk Drinks a lot more. And that would have been real nice for us. But unfortunate. I'm just going to keep forcing him to Milk Drink here, as I'm actually going to finally get paralyzed by that paralysis. And he's just going to be able to kill me off there, which really fucking sucks. So now I have a full HP plus 1 Meltank to deal with, and that's going to really hurt my team. So Volt Switch does almost half to this thing, which is crazy. I'm actually going to go out into my Tongue Game and sack it off. And now, seeing how much the Volt Switch did, I'm going to go into Ditto here. And I'm going to Ditto this Meltank to try to figure out its set. And I'm actually going to Toxic it, which is going to work out real well for me, because I know this thing don't have Heal Bell. It is revealed Body Slam, Milk Drink, and Power Up Punch, and then I see that it had Toxic. So I know this thing can't remove that Toxic that I just put on him, but he's going to actually try to Toxic my Ditto, because I'm going to switch into my Silvally, which I feel is a good enough play here. Kind of just trying to keep that Power Up Punch nonsense gone. I'm going to Parting Shot that boost away from him. He's not allowed to have it anymore until he learns how to use it responsibly. I'm going to Volt Switch now on this Meltank as the Toxic is going to start racking up a little bit on this little bovine whore. And I'm going to go back out into the Ditto here, and we're going to be able to, since we are Scarfed, outspeed him and go for the Body Slam. Now, knowing that we are Scarfed, now at this point, he is going to go on to an Oricorio Sensu, which is very unfortunate. I don't believe that he was Scrappy Meltank. I don't remember. I can't recall. But he goes for the Agility on his Oricorio, which is really interesting. And he goes for a Hurricane, which hurts a lot on my Silvally. And Ice Beam's not going to be able to take out the Oricorio, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish that the Oricorio just died, but didn't. But Revelation Dance is going to be able to take out our Silvally. But look at this situation. It's another situation for Ditto to come in and do his work, because now we are Choice Scarfed into Revelation Dance, which will do a significant chunk of damage to just about anything. So we are going to see a Lycanroc come out here. He's going to go for the Accelerock, as I'm going to go for the Revelation Dance once again. Now, in hindsight, switching out here would have been smart. I could have taken an Accelerock on either Frogadier or Electrode. More than likely just Electrode, and then being able to outspeed and damage it, and then save that Choice Scarfed Ditto to beat this Raichu, but I didn't. So I go for the Scald, kill the Lycanroc, and he's actually just going to be able to beat me with this Raichu. He's going to be able to kill my Frogadier, and then Signal Beam is not going to be enough to kill the Raichu with my Electrode, and I am going to lose the game 1-0 to Puffer. Very, very close game. Very, very good game. Not complaining about how the match went. I misplayed there definitely near the end with the Ditto. Should not have sacked that off. In all honesty, I probably should have just sacked Frogadier, perhaps, and maybe just gone into Electrode and gone about it that way, because I would have still been able to get this Raichu down to 22%, unless Accelerock knocked me in range of dying to my Life Orb, which I would have gone for killing the Lycanroc. But hindsight's 20/20. I still think it was a great game. Very, very great game to Puffer. We are moving on to take on Austrian George and the Dynamo Dresden next week, so looking forward to that matchup. Until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace.